Mitch, here's Kim with more on active weather in our country.
Storm watch continues for Atlantic Canada after the wild weather we've seen. St. John's, Daryl, thank you for this. 42 centimeters of snow. 42 centimeters. Started on Monday. Continued through the day on Tuesday. By Tuesday morning, 22 centimeters. We added another 20 through the day. And now this. So now we've got some mixing moving in. So on top of 42 centimeters of snow, let's throw in some ice pellets and a little bit of freezing rain as well. We still have some snow coming down towards Cape Breton on the backside of this storm. And so Cape Breton remains in the winter storm warning, but mainland Nova Scotia now out of it. Winter storm warnings as well across the south coast of Newfoundland, including all of the Avalon still in there. So through Wednesday morning, we could still see another 5 to 15 centimeters. So that's on the high side. But I think most of it has already come down, and 5 to 10 centimeters will be the heaviest for Nova Scotia. Let's go to New Brunswick now. Freezing rain coating everything in its wake. By the way, Sydney, Nova Scotia, I'm going to show you actually the number in just a sec because I know I have it on the next map. But there's the snow that continues to come down. It is going to be easing through the night, but look at this. Sydney was looking at potentially about 40 centimeters of snow, but instead it stayed as freezing rain for most of the event, although it did change over by the evening hours, but 49 hours of freezing precipitation, so either freezing rain or ice pellets. I've tweeted this map, by the way, to KMAC-TWN, so if you want to take a closer look, it is on Twitter. 26 centimeters in Charlottetown, 27 hours of freezing precipitation. The system is on its way out, thankfully. Temperatures are cool, and that's why you've been seeing mostly snow. Southern areas of Nova Scotia, still a little bit of messy weather continuing into Wednesday. You're not really getting much of a break until Thursday. So storm watch continues. This one now reporting that there have been 2 fatalities. We'll see if that number rises. Hopefully not, and some injuries as well. But up until recently, they were saying that there was no major damage or injuries for the area. But this is a big earthquake. There have been several aftershocks. Nicole will be here to talk about that in just a moment. Of course, Chile earthquake prone. It was 2010 when they saw an 8.8 magnitude earthquake that caused widespread destruction. Now, the real threat is tsunamis. Right now, we just have Peru and Chile in the tsunami warning. Everywhere else has been dropped, including places like Colombia, for example. So that's some good news. But those tsunami warnings may stick around for a little while. So there are the details on what happened just northwest of Iquique, Chile. So that's northern Chile seeing this. And this is the kind of earthquake, Nicole, that officials are worried about happening for coastal British Columbia. They don't know when, of course, but this is the kind of magnitude that they're thinking may occur at some point.
You're right, but thankfully at this point there have been no tsunami watches or warnings for BC as a ripple effect for this. But yeah, we're going to have to wait to see if something like that does happen in the future for British Columbia.
So Daryl, thank you for your video, and thank you to all of our viewers who take the time to send us their videos. TheWeatherNetwork.com is where you can upload them. Okay, so in pink, that's the icy mix. In blue, that's all the snow. It's still coming down, but this system is pulling away. Watches and warnings are coming to an end. We still have winter storm warnings across southern Newfoundland. We still have them for Cape Breton, but mainland Nova Scotia has been dropped from all the winter storm warnings. You're still going to see snow and blowing snow through the overnight, however. Keep that in mind. This is another closer look at the radar, and you can see it's starting to lighten up a little bit, but it's incredible the amount of freezing rain and snow that has come down and causing very poor visibility. It doesn't look like that plow is moving at all. 42 centimeters of snow over a couple of days. So that began on Monday, 13 centimeters on Monday. By Tuesday morning, 22 centimeters on the ground, another 20 through the day. And that's just St. John's. And now we're getting the pink. We're April. This is April now, right? Unbelievable weather. Cape Breton just getting hammered with that snow as we speak. And Cape Breton still under the winter storm warning, although mainland Nova Scotia is out of it. But here's the thing. Cape Breton saw 49 hours, in Sydney specifically, 49 hours of freezing precipitation. So either freezing rain or ice pellets or the combination of the two, 49 hours of it, and then followed now by that snow, which began on Tuesday evening. Incredible. Let's go to New Waterford, Nova Scotia now. This heavy ice, the laden trees, they start snapping, the branches start coming down, hydro wires start coming down. This is the scenario that we saw with the last storm. You barely had time to breathe before the next one. And many of these areas had hours of The snow, the freezing rain, just unbelievable. It's April. Yes, it is April. I know, spring, right? 42 centimeters of snow in St. John's. And that has been followed by some ice. So that's what we're looking at here. That's freezing rain and ice pellets. In green, that's rain. We can see that mostly offshore. In blue, that's the snow. And as I turn around here, look at Cape Breton just getting hammered with that snow. That continues. Now, the winter storm warnings have changed to wind warnings. And we're looking at the possibility of wind gusts to 110 kilometers per hour. So whipping around any of that snow that has fallen. We still have the winter storm warning in place for Cape Breton. You continue to see the snow coming down there. 5 to 10 centimeters expected on top of what you've already seen. Maybe even more for Cape Breton. I'm worried. I'm thinking that could happen. Changed over to snow, as is the case in most areas of the Maritimes. This was an icy or rain event before temperatures dropped and you started to see the snow clearing, though, through the day on Wednesday. And temperatures are going to continue to be fairly mild, at least above the freezing mark. It was very warm on Monday. Tuesday, not quite as warm. Toronto saw 7.7, but St. Catharines, with a southerly wind, saw 18 degrees Celsius. Hamilton sat at 6 for most of the day, then shot up to 12 degrees at 7 p.m. And that's because an easterly wind off of Lake Ontario, which would be a cool wind, switched around to the west. So wind direction means everything in this scenario, especially in the spring. So your temperatures could go up or down as a result. Now, we've got some pretty decent weather overall on Wednesday. Temperatures up to 8 degrees. We've got some sunshine in the forecast as well, with the exception of the extreme southwest. And then this big system moves in. This is going to be primarily a rain event Friday and Saturday, so it's looking pretty messy for the weekend. Temperatures to start the day again on Wednesday on the cool side, below freezing, but we're expecting them to rise to 8.
This weather segment.
Now that it's officially April, we can start talking about spring and rain. April showers. A lot of people are talking about it on social media today. April showers bring mud. I agree, George. You should see my backyard. It's all mud. No grass, just mud. Perfect for rain boots. So cute. Yes, spring showers, April showers bring out the rain boots. A huge yard cleanup. Agreed. That goes along with the mud, I think. April showers would be nice if they brought coffee to help you with the cleanup. Yeah, I agree as well. I think that we've opted for April snow here in the east. Yeah, I agree. They're still seeing winter. Now, the good news is that we're going to see high pressure today throughout southern Ontario.
Why not? Put on the Bermuda shorts and start shoveling. Okay, so we've got a sense of humor, right? Newfoundland, not bad. We do have winter storm warnings that have come to an end and wind warnings that have taken their place. Northeasterly winds, 110 potentially, gusts through the overnight in the Burin, in the Avalon, Ramia, Canagra, Burgeo. And a winter storm warning continues for Cape Breton as well. We've got additional snow coming down there, and that's going to continue through the overnight as well. And St. John's looks like this over the next few days. So you're going to see some clearing, thankfully. Obviously, it's going to be windy, but it's getting better a little bit over the next few days. So not as bad. Let's go to the West Coast now. Anything better there? Well, yes, much better. Much better in BC. High pressure has been in place for a couple of days. We'll continue to see pretty decent weather on Wednesday. It's not really until Thursday that things will change. So we've got a system moving onto the north coast Wednesday evening and then through the south coast overnight Wednesday into Thursday, and that's when the rain begins.